Om Shanti, good morning. So, let's begin revising the second part of the Murli, which is of the 1st June of 1983. And if you all can remember, what we discussed was how Baba said that the Almighty Authority will be revealed through this new knowledge, and then the drums of the destruction, the drums of the new age, that the drums of the Baba would be revealed to everyone then. So I'll just share the screen. You'll see what the second half of the Murli has to say. I'll share with you all the PDF copy because there's a little bit of disparity between the Murli which I take from the internet and one which is posted in the group. So I'll just make sure that we read the one which we are supposed to read. Okay. Yeah, so the Almighty Authority will be revealed through the authority of this new knowledge. And who is the bestower? Data. So Baba says when they receive love and peace, they definitely believe that it is someone elevated who made you become like this. However, it is only a few who understand that it is God Himself. So now, do you understand what still remains to be done? So now spread the new knowledge everywhere for the new world. Do you understand? Even if only a handful out of multi-millions emerge, let souls emerge, and the sound spread everywhere in the newspapers that the BKs give completely new knowledge to the world. The knowledge that you give, what you believe to be the basis of that knowledge, and how you prove that knowledge, when all of this is printed in the newspapers, you can then understand that the drums of revelation of the bestower of knowledge are being beaten. So he's telling us three things here, that the knowledge which we give, the way in which we prove that knowledge, and what we believe to be the basis of the knowledge, the foundation of the knowledge. All these three will help in, excuse me, help in making the drums of revelation to beat. So, do you understand? Let them become influenced by the influence of knowledge. And what is the difference in being influenced by knowledge and by being influenced by love? Baba always says that either you get influenced through the brain or through the heart. So through the brain is knowledge, and the heart is love. And obviously, what gives more impact is through the love, through the heart. So Baba has now divided us into, you say, two groups of Brahmins. You have become Brahmins, but some have become that on the basis of love, and some on the basis of both love and knowledge. There is a difference in the stage of each group, isn't that? So those who understand love with knowledge will continue to move along whilst being free from obstacles. So Baba is actually saying that you need both love and knowledge, which also, if I could say in Hindi, I remember Dadi Prakashmani. Uh, she made this the brothers and sisters in I think it was in Pandav Bhavan. That time only Pandav Bhavan existed. Two beautiful Hindi words which we can say, Bhavna and Vivek. So though it's said knowledge, knowledge is, I know it's Gyan, but Dadi Prakashmani said that let's do a debate. You know, the feminine gender, the sisters, they are well known more for their for their bhavna, and the brothers, the male gender, is known that they do everything from their brains, from their head. So they are known for the Vivek. So in Hindi we say Vivek. Actually, Vivek means conscience in one way. So Dadi said, let's do a debate that the Shaktis, the sisters, uh, Bhavna Wale, and the brothers, Vivek Wale. So, and then they did this debate and they were trying to prove their point. But in the end, Dadi said both are needed. Because if you just have good intellect, good conscience, good Vivek, but you don't have Bhavna, it doesn't work. And either ways also, if you just have love, love, then Baba says that only love is harmful because if you won't be a Shakti Swarup then. You won't be an embodiment of power if you don't use your head, intellect as well. So just remind me that Dadi Prakashmani did this debate that in those good old days. So Baba's saying very nicely, he said here that those who understand love with knowledge will continue to move along whilst being free from obstacles. That obstacle free will you will be away from Baba says, no, Vighan Vinashak Hoga, you will be away from any Vighan. Because you're not only having love, but you're having love bhavna along with Vivek. You're using your head as well. So you'll be aware that yes, this and so person won't take me for granted. So those who simply move only on the basis of love will not become powerful souls. Therefore, the power of knowledge is also definitely needed along with power of love. So there's so much difference between those who have love for the study and the Murli and those who have just love for the family. So I think here the ones who are sitting have love for both, not only the family but also for Murli. That's the reason early morning you are just here always. So there is difference, and there is so much difference between those who come here on the basis of liking just the Brahman life or just purity, and those who come here on the basis of the power of knowledge. The intoxication of knowledge is spiritual intoxication, which keeps you free from any dependency. So, as many people like the Brahma Kumaris just for, oh, the Didis are good, they are giving us stoli, the purity is good, blah, blah. But others love come here because of the basis of power of knowledge. They love the Murli, they love the knowledge and the points and how to inculcate so on. So that Baba says that this spiritual intoxication should be there of the knowledge that will keep you free from any sort of dependency. In fact, even love is a power. But those who move along on the basis of power of love are unable to continue without some support. They definitely need one or another support. So Baba says only plain love is not uh, enough. Also need love along with the power of knowledge, both power of love and power of knowledge. Otherwise, you will become without support. Whilst those who have the power of knowledge would also have the power of churning. And the more churning power you have, the more you will automatically develop the power of concentration. And when your intellect is so concentrated, you automatically develop the power to discern and the power to decide. So wonderful, Baba says knowledge will make you finally a good decision maker and have a good decision capacity as well. And that is through the middle path being concentration. When, sorry, where there is no foundation of knowledge, then because there isn't any concentration, the power to decide and the power to discern will be weak. Acha, BapDada hears everything. He's amused and also sacrifices himself out of his love for you. So now here Baba says, I don't apply my head at all. Baba is just ever loving, always loving because he's the ocean of love. Though he's the ocean of knowledge as well, but whenever he is treating us, the children, it's always with love. Because you can imagine, even in the Lokik world, whatever your kid is doing, you won't apply your head, you always apply heart, you always have love for your kid. So same thing Baba says, I have always sacrificed, Baba has sacrificed himself out of his love for us. He's also very pleased when he sees the courage of the children. Father Brahma feels a lot more deeply that his children should become masters of unlimited. So now this chit chat, Ruha conversation, heart to heart is going on. So both the fathers, Shiv and Brahma. So Father Brahma also feels a lot that all of us should become the masters of the unlimited ASAP. He's waiting for you, children, and he's occupied in serving you day and night. There is no day or night in the subtle region, but there is, of course, day and night in the corporeal world. He wants to see every child as a special soul, a complete soul, and a perfect soul, and a soul who's equal. So we had check. Are we special? Are we equal to Baba? Are we really perfect and complete? Sampan and Sampurna. The father says to Brahma, Shiv Baba says to Brahma, have patience, child. Because even Brahma Baba actually is the first child of Shiv, right? So he says, Dheeraj Dharmanva, have patience. However, Brahma has a lot of enthusiasm. He's not impatient, but Baba is using a good word. Enthusiasm is a good word rather than saying impatient, right? It's a polished English language, obviously. But there's a difference between enthusiasm and umang and impatience. This is why the conversation he has with the father is about you children putting your hand in the father's hand and becoming equal to him. So, what specialty did you see in the physical life of Brahma Baba from the beginning? He always said ab, which means now, and not kab, which means at some time. So in Hindi we say ab nahi to kab nahi. If not now, then never. Because in Hindi also, you know this proverb, it's very famous that Kal kare so aaj kare so ab, which means whatever you want to do tomorrow, do it today. And whatever you want to do it today, you do it now, because you don't know that you don't know when you leave the body, do you? So Brahma Baba had neither had the sanskar of listening to the word when, nor did he say it to the others. If a child said that he would do something after an hour, did Baba let him take an hour? So some would say that there are only 5 to 10 minutes left before the train departs. So did Baba allow them to stay behind? The train would stop and the child would arrive at the station. So Baba is just giving an is a corollary here about the train, and so Baba is saying that very little time is left. Brahma Baba also, he never really waited for time, because as Baba always says, don't make time your teacher. I am your teacher. I mean Shiv Baba is our teacher. So let not in the end we all of us have the tears of paschatap, guilt. Hmm? So the train would stop and the child would arrive at the station. A moving train would stop because the child had to reach there. So you saw this in a practical way, didn't you? So there are some examples. I'm not sure about this story, but children who were late. So the train would stop for them, and that was with the magic of Shiv Baba and maybe Brahma as well. So, in the same way, in any situation, in terms of self transformation and world transformation, Swa Parivartan and Vishwa Parivartan, now change the word Kab and put the word Ab, which means now, into your practical lives. And this is the enthusiasm that Father Brahma has all the time. Now, you see, there are two words in English. We say Umang and Utsaha in Hindi, Umang and Utsaha. Oh God, I forgot the second name. Enthusiasm and zeal. Yeah, zeal and enthusiasm. So the exact word for utsaha is enthusiasm. We say utsaha and utsav together. Like all the festivals are really celebrated with a lot of enthusiasm. So enthusiasm, zeal means umang and enthusiasm means utsaha. So, what is the difference between the two? I remember during the Values for Life series, which we have covered so many episodes. So, seniors, when they share, and I remember Sister Jayanti also sharing this, that the word enthusiasm exactly comes from the word enthuse and theos. Theos means God. Therefore, if you know, we say atheist. Atheist means the ones Gnostic who don't believe in God. So, when when the word enthusiasm, enthuse means to infuse God and to invoke God. So something which is really very pure, divine, and sacred. So therefore, it is said that not Father Brahma had zeal. It is said Father Brahma had enthusiasm. And literally, when we say enthusiasm in Father Brahma, you know, Father Brahma doesn't need to invoke Shiv Baba because Shiv Baba has already invoked him and Shiv Baba used his body. So that way they are both linked together. So therefore, I'm trying to say all this in so much of detail because enthusiasm is a very pure sacred word. It means to enthuse, it means to invoke God and do something for a higher power. So You're following the father, aren't you? Acha, now amongst the plans that the Maharathis have made for service, there have been plans made especially for the youth, have they not? So before you do service of the youth, since the youth wing is moving forward with the thought of revealing themselves in front of the government, since you're coming onto the field, always pay attention to one thing. What is that? Speak less and do more. Kaam zyada, baat kam, right? So you mustn't show them through your words, you have to show them practically. So give a lecture of the actions on the stage. And if you want to learn how to give lectures with your mouth, learn that from politicians. So in short, politicians, they speak more, but they hardly do anything. I mean, with due respect to all uh, our dear Prime Minister as well, I'm not trying to pawn anyone here. But Baba's saying, empty promises are done by many politicians. Quite a few are good as well, obviously, we know that. So Baba says, learn to give lectures, not from your mouth, but through your acts. However, the spiritual youth is not one that gives lectures just with their mouths, but their eyes, their foreheads, and their actions. They become instruments to give lectures. So Baba says, Chera Chal Chalan. And in that he's also added Nain Chain. Nain means eyes, foreheads is forehead is your sparkling star which you can see, and the actions, which means chalan. And further down, no one can give lectures with actions, but many people give lectures with words. So people in the Lokik world, outside world, they say something, but they do completely different things. So their thoughts, words, and actions are not in sync. So Baba says actions can reveal the Father, and actions can prove spirituality. And secondly, the youth wing must always keep with them a spiritual lucky charm for constant success. I just have to read what this, it's a beautiful word. I don't know what it would be in English. Ruhani charm, something to be a beautiful. Let's see what it is later. So Baba says you should first he's addressing the youth wing. The first thing is you have to serve through your actions, not through your words. And second is keep this lucky charm, the spiritual lucky charm, because many youth they have, they keep something in their pockets, purses, some lucky charm. So Baba says some spiritual lucky charm for constant success. And what would that be? A beautiful um, saying from Baba: to give regard is to receive regard. So regard, dena first, to give regard, and then you get regard. So record of giving regard will become an imperishable record of success. And let the youth wing constantly have on their lips just this one mantra of success. And what's that? You first. Pehle aap. So make this great mantra firm in your minds. Not that you say you first with your lips and then internally you feel that it should be me first. No. So Baba's saying there are some such clever children who say in words, oh, you first, but they have the feeling internally of me first. So again, my thought is not in sync, in harmony with my words. So it won't convey. It's not purity of thought and word. So when you accurately finish I first and make others move forward, and so then move forward yourself. So, moving ahead with this mantra, you will continue to achieve success. So, remember, we have two slogans here. One slogan of Mama is "Jaisa karam main karungi, mujhe dekh aur karenge." So, whatever actions I perform, others will look at those and do accordingly. So, that's one success mantra. And second mantra which Baba says here is "Pehle aap." So, in seva, in service, always first me. Like I have to put myself first. Whereas when I have to receive something, inheritance or that, let someone else be first. And also in Baba said that always have this because he always says these two things when you have to do pehle aap and when you have to do pehle mein. So in self transformation, it is I first, right? You can't say, oh no, you transform first, then I will transform. No, not possible, because you can never transform anyone at all. It's only who self you whom you can transform. So in self transformation, first I, but in seva and putting others in the front and giving regard or respect, it's always others first. So if you move along with this mantra inside, then you'll continue to achieve success. So do you understand? If you constantly have this mantra and lucky charm with you, then the drums of revelation will beat. Chan, it was the spiritual lucky charm. So the plans are very good, but you have to put the plans into the practical form with a plain intellect. Baba uses this two words very common, plan and plain. To have your plans, sorry, not planes, plans. To have your plans come into a practical form successfully, you have to have a plain intellect, which means a very clean and clear intellect, which has got the direct connection with Baba, and therefore all the catching and the touching power you receive in a second. So you may do service, but definitely also reveal the knowledge. Everyone in the world also says peace, peace, and they mix peace with peacelessness. Externally, everyone is chanting the slogan that there should be peace. Even those who are peaceless chant slogans for peace. Peace is needed, but when you have programs on your own stage, then speak with your own authority and not according to the environment. Here again, as yesterday Baba started those authorities, those four authorities, Gyan, Yog, Dharana, Seva, which we said. So Baba is saying that we Brahmins get influenced a lot by people. We should not get influenced, but we should influence. So speak with your own authority on your own stage. Your own stage is the stage inside, the elevated stage of my mind and intellect, and with Baba's yoga. Always with Baba, having an intellect which is connected with Baba, and not get influenced by the environment around. And you have been doing that for a long time. And at that time it was fine. However, now that the land has been prepared, sow the seeds of knowledge. Now, at that time means in the good old days, Sakar days of Brahma, the service really wasn't there so much. It was more of yoga, 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 and more of self, working on the self, making self powerful. But now Baba's saying the land has been prepared. They are calling you on the stage. You don't have to do anything, but what you have to do is sow the seeds of knowledge. And then let there be such topics. You people change the topics so that people of the world can take an interest. However, only let those who are interested come. You have had so many melas, conferences, seminars, etc. And for so many years, you have had topics based on those people, like what they want. So, for how much longer are you going to remain incognito? It reminds me here also that we do the Vihasa Seva, the values in healthcare, a spiritual approach. So, there we purposefully try to not use words soul and supreme soul, because it's a program for the West, and the Western uh, audience is not tuned to these two words, Atma, Paramatma, soul, and supreme soul. So we just go round and round on values. We have all our modules on various values. So Baba says now, actually, those days also will go soon. For how long you can keep me incognito, the soul and supreme soul? You have to reveal me. So now be revealed. So first reveal yourself, and then I will be revealed through you all. So now whatever happened, happened according to the time. Now through the godly bomb on your own stage, Baba says this Paramatam bomb gira. At least let their heads turn as to what you are saying. Otherwise, they simply say that you said very good things. So just remain good. So it just remained good, and they stayed where they were. So now that was just lip service, we can say. So now at least create some upheaval. Each one has his own right. Give them the points with authority and love, and no one will be able to do anything. Again, here remember, it is not only the authority of knowledge, it's authority of love as well. So we need to strike this wonderful, delicate balance, that how we can say something like say the knowledge points with a lot of authority, but equally in a very loving manner. not in a very egoistic manner. So it has to be loving, yet with authority. So in many places, they believe that you are very powerful in making your things clear. You have to consider what methods to use, but let there not be just authority. So both love and authority have to be together. Right. So there Baba initially said love and the power of love and the power of knowledge there. Here also it's with authority and love together. BapDada always says shoot the arrow and then also massage him, right? So shoot but with massage. So give a lot of regard and also prove your truth. You speak God's versions, don't you? You do not speak your own words. Very important. It's Baba's words. Those who are going to get upset will get upset even with the pictures. So what do you do then? You don't get rid of the pictures, do you? What was the impact of the Sakar form speaking in front of everyone with authority and intoxication? Was there ever a quarrel? You learned this method of lecturing, didn't you? So you studied how you have to speak when it comes to sharing the knowledge, didn't you? So now study this as well. You changed yourselves in terms of the world, and you also changed your language. So when you were able to change yourselves for the world, then what can you not achieve in the practical form? So Baba says those were the days where you changed yourself for the world, but now do it in a different way. So for how much longer are you going to continue in this way? Finally, throw the Paramatam bomb, the godly bomb, so that something happens and I am revealed and you are also revealed. So you are happy when they tell you that what you say is very good. Ultimately, it has to be known in the world that this alone is the real knowledge. And it is only through this that there will be liberation and salvation. There is no liberation or salvation without this knowledge. Now people go away having done the yoga camps. When they go outside, they say the same things about God being omnipresent. So Baba says it's like back to square one. You'll do a nice Rajyoga Shibir, they come, they like, they do good yoga. But again, when you go outside and you ask them, where is God? Oh, God is omnipresent. So there you are, square one. So here, although they would say that they enjoyed the yoga very much, their foundation still hasn't changed. So Baba used to say in Hindi in the Sakar Vani कि बच्चों को लगता है बहुत अच्छी सेवा कर रहे हैं, राइट? बहुत अच्छी तरह समझ रहे हैं, समझा रहे हैं. Let me finish it in Hindi. I'll translate it in English. But then बाबा बोलते हैं कुछ नहीं समझा, because end में देखा ना कि again the foundation is still there that oh Baba is omnipresent. So Baba used to say, I'll translate in English now, that children feel they are doing very good service. They are able to understand themselves well and they are able to explain others as well. But they haven't understood even a word. They means the ones who have, of the ones whom we serve, the new people, the beginners. So their foundation hasn't changed. Unless that has changed, they haven't understood. So they are able to be transformed on the basis of your power, but they themselves don't become powerful. So whatever happened was also essential. That time, that period was fine. This was the only right method to plow the land which had become unfertile and to make it at least fertile. However, ultimately the Shaktis are going to come in their Shakti form now, aren't they? So they come in the form of love, but these are the Shaktis, and each word of theirs is one that transforms the heart and changes the intellect so that no becomes yes. This form will also be revealed, won't it? So no becomes yes means all the Gyan points which they say no, 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 which means God is omnipresent. If you tell them no, that's not a correct one. But then finally they'll accept that soon. So now reveal it, make a plan for that. They come and they go back happy. Those who have such rest and comfort receive so much love and hospitality, they would definitely go back content. However, they do not go back as a form of Shakti. So make them, Baba says, an embodiment of power as well, like you. So make them powerful. Father Brahma used to ask for a questionnaire to be used at all the exhibitions. And what was in that? The things mentioned were like arrows, weren't they? They were asked to fill in the forms. Write down whether that is right or wrong, yes or no. You used to get them to fill in the forms. So, what was the plan? To get them to fill in the forms just like that? Just to get them quickly to say whether something is right or wrong? No. However, instead, you must explain to them and then get them to fill the forms. So, in the forms, it is information about their personal details, their occupation, and also a few spiritual questions. So, in this way, they will fill in the forms accurately. You have to prove it to them. Make those plans among yourselves so that there is authority and also love. Again, the same thing. So that there is regard and also that the truth is revealed. You will not insult anyone just like that, will you? So you know that they are your branches and that they have emerged from here because we are the ancestor souls. They are our branches. It is your duty to give them regard. It is your custom to give love to the young ones. Acha. So some brothers came to BapDada to take leave. I think these will be the last few paragraphs. So you received the response of love, didn't you? The Lord is always pleased with an honest heart. Sache dil par sahab razi. You are the souls who have maintained true love from the beginning. And this is why the Father also always continues to give you a response of love. The Father is always merged in your hearts, and this is why you're moving along well, making intense effort. So you are karma yogi souls where karma and yoga are combined. You are those who always keep a balance and receive blessings from the Father and who always have a blissful life. So you know this balance, blessings, and blissful life, all three B's. You are such elevated souls. The Father always has the pure hope in each one of children that this child also will become a bead of the rosary of victory. Acha. So with this, we finish today's Murli. I'll stop sharing the screen and then you can start your sharings. Om Shanti. So you can start sharing. And Om Bhai, thank you for writing it. It's Ruhani Taviz. I don't know whether you read it from there. So yeah, Lucky Charm is Taviz, correct. Thank you.
Good morning, Brother Shanti. I like the connection between concentration and the decision making and the power to discern. And as Baba and as you actually said it very well, the balance between intellect, vivek, that's consciousness, as well as bhavana, it has to be there in both the genders and all the time, because it is very well, it is mostly seen that brothers are usually very thoughtful, but they are not having a sense of uh, prosody or that sense of feeling in it. Whereas sisters spend too much into feelings, but without having an intellect in it. But somehow I think everybody should be a balance of both, and I should make an endeavor to have it in me as well. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Yeah, so as you rightly said, and as I said about Dadi Prakash Mani, she had this debate. So these are so the qualities of the soul. So now we obviously try to link that with gender, that sisters have more feelings, brothers have more intellect. It doesn't mean sisters don't have intellect. Also doesn't mean that brothers don't have bhavna at all or feelings. So the basic thing is that we need to understand that the soul has both these qualities. And also, if you try to explain it in a very scientific perspective, we call that as the left brain and the right brain. The left is for logic. We say brothers are more logical, and the right brain is more creative, artistic, full of feelings. So we say sisters have more of the right brain functioning. But again, now neurology, the science of neurology has proven that both these are there in the consciousness, and they say consciousness, and now we know it's the soul. So both these qualities are there in the soul, and it has to be a blend, a balance of both these, which has to be used. So brothers have to become more of feeling, and sisters have to become more of intellect, intelligent in their actions, because otherwise people can just take you for granted, and that's what happens with usually Lokik sisters. You see, it never happens with the Alokik BK sisters because they are Shakti Swarupa as well. So they both use their head and heart together. Thank you. Is Vinod Bhai the same as Om Bhai? No, I'm sorry. I think I'm confusing. Right? It's a different brother. Okay.
Baba says that in transformation, self-transformation, word transformation. So we have to change that word up to up. Sorry, cover to up. So cover means when, and other means practical way. So Brahma Baba did this. He did not wait for tomorrow or you Mahesh Bhai, you rightly said, it's if it is it's today, not today, now. Right? So if we keep it for tomorrow, then it will get extended, and nothing will happen. So similarly, in Pariksha also we have to do it within now, and then transmission, self-transmission, word transmission will take place. Thank you.
Om Shanti Manoj Bhai. So the whole thing, if you see in the Murli from yesterday and today, there was only this main thing, revelation of the new knowledge and the bestower of knowledge. And for this, Baba gave us two, what we say, whether we call it as canons or whether we call it as principles, it's love and authority. So first, Baba spoke about the authority. So it's the Almighty authority. So it's not what I speak, like Baba mentioned. Finally, do you speak your own versions or God versions? So the authority which I'm using is the Almighty authority. Then, of course, the four types of authority, but the authority, if suppose is the Almighty authority, then it is unshakable. Then it will go out to the world like an arrow, like the truth. It will just go. But if it's my own version, it's not going to really go there and it's not going to touch the people there. So how do I speak? Wow. Even there, Baba is spoken about when he said about lectures and how Brahma Baba used to speak. Even there, he's got love and authority. And you very clearly mentioned about Dadi Prakash Mani. I remember reading her article on legacy of love. She was actually the jewel of light, but her legacy of love, like whatever she did, I often used to find, like being so close to her, I used to find a kind of approach of a hug and a love from her eyes it really melted the people who came there. So whatever she said, it really hit us. It said, no, it has to be done. It will be done. So I think that legacy of love is what is needed. That spiritual love, if it's there. And so when Baba says that one word, when he said, shoot the arrow and then massage, give regard, but the truth. So there are a lot of combo words over here, and even now in our Abhyakt Ishara, we are doing is all about combined form. So I was just thinking about all these combined things, but what I liked in the whole Murli yesterday's and today's is love and authority. And what kind of love is love, and what authority is Baba speaking here. Even when he speaks to the brothers who are on farewell, he tells them action and yoga. But one thing, a grand finale which he did, which reminds me of the song Shiv Shakti Aa Gayi. But in the end, it will be the Shaktis who will be with it. I think it's like a scene by scene about what should be done and all. It's something very nice again to go through with all these combo points and all. Om Shanti.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for your sharings. And let's go in the meditation mode now. I'll play some soft music.
Manoj bhai, just one word.
Yeah.
I like that word shoot and massage, but it was sounding something, I don't know, like a soldier comes and he shoots, and then, of course, he doesn't massage, he leaves the body and goes. I don't know, I just took it in that rudiment sense. Can you
Mm,
just give a little more thing? How it was a little harsh thing for me to read shoot and massage. If you can just
mm.
throw some more something on it to make it look nice.
Yeah, so if you look at it from the physical perspective, if you shoot someone, that is not really good. Therefore, it sounds quite harsh. But if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, that Baba says that arrow of knowledge has to hit. It has to really hit hard, and it has to hit so hard that the foundation has to be changed, right? So for that, it has to really be shot in a proper manner. But again, you shoot it, and more important, I would add here, which obviously I'm not trying to add my own thing here, but it is Baba's words, as Baba says, not mentioned in today's Murli, but Baba says, Nabs dekh ke gyan do, see what the pulse of the person is, what he or she needs, and give it with lot of love and regard, as he mentioned today. And you yourself have to be in the state of yoga. So shoot the arrow of knowledge, let it hit really very hard on the target, but with lot of love and regard and in total remembrance of Baba. Because this is Baba's knowledge, this is not my knowledge, as Baba mentioned here, and you also mentioned. And once we do that, then the arrow will do its work. And then obviously, ghayal ho jayega. The person would be wounded in a good way, I'm saying. And then you can massage them also. So, since you're asking, I mean, Girija Behan asked me quite a few questions, which makes my entire treasure house of stories to open up. I'm not saying don't ask, but I'll just share this story here because it's very apt what you have asked here. So, it reminds me here of. A very dear one of the Adi Ratans from Mumbai, Ghatkopar. If anyone can write in the chat box, she recently left the body. Let me see, is it coming up? She was the center in charge, one of the Adi Ratans. She had taken Sakar Palna, Ghatkopar zone in charge, sub zone in charge. No one's still writing. So it's Nalini. Rakhi, correct, yeah. So Nalini Didi, I'm telling you about her. Why? Because she used to share in quite a few of the Spark meetings where she used to be invited for giving lectures or classes. So she used to say that the way they used to do service at Ghatkopar was really amazing. I think we should try that. So what they used to say, a soul who comes to the center for the first time is in a lot of distress, a lot of stress inside going on, and something is going on in the head. So they don't give them knowledge immediately and directly. So they tell them, sit in Baba's room, and you can make out from a person's face, because the face is the index of the mind, that what they are going through inside. So then, accordingly, Didi said, Nalini Didi, that they used to play a song, a beautiful song of Baba's love, Baba's remembrance, and then the soul used to really start getting so, I mean, so much, so, I must say, what, so soft. And they used to start crying more and more. And then Nalini Didi used to say, yes, yes, cry more and more because you're becoming more and more malleable, more and more soft. And then the knowledge can go within you properly. And then once they come out of that with all the tears on their face, then we give them a few knowledge points, but again, not lot of knowledge. Just make them, give them more power how to do yoga. And then let them inculcate the power of yoga with Baba's remembrance that way. So this way, it's a beautiful way. It reminds me here because that is the way to serve, and that service will, then how do you feel that that soul will not come into knowledge or will not be influenced by knowledge? Absolutely no, because you've made the soul so receptive to knowledge, it has become so soft and malleable, so on and so forth. So in short, I mean to say that Baba's saying, so the arrow has gone, it has hit perfectly bang well on the target, but with lot of love and regard. And also then the soul is now ready to be given lot of knowledge as well. And here we go that we are ready for doing massage as well, because the hug which normally people give if someone is crying, ours is not a hug physically, it's a spiritual hug, right? And that way then we are taking care of the soul, and therefore people experience this and they share their stories that whenever I had come to the center for the first time, it was like an amazing experience, and I can never forget that. And therefore, I can never forget the Brahma Kumaris. And in short, they are trying to say they can never forget Baba because Baba is Baba. He is the one who's getting it done through all of us, right? So I think that's a beautiful story which I recollected. Okay, so hope Girija Bhen is satisfied. Can we move further? Okay, right. And she's saying, yeah, my arrow and God's balm is ready. Thank you. Wonderful. So let's move into the meditation mode. I'll share again some soft music, and we'll be in this. The theme of today's Murli is the bestowers. So we'll be the bestowers ourselves, the master bestowers as well, and be in constant remembrance of that bestower.
Thank you, Manoj Bhai. Just a quick announcement before we close the session about this is about tomorrow's session. So we have a special master class arranged for tomorrow. So I'm just sharing the screen just to share the flyer. So the topic is service and remembrance. So BK Bose Basara from Auckland, New Zealand will be taking the session. So I request everyone to attend this session. So this flyer is already shared in the WhatsApp group. So you may share it with other groups. So attend the class and take the complete benefit of it. With that, over to you, Amit, for closing the session. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Manoj Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a fabulous day.